Good afternoon, early evening, depending on how you want to look at things, means it's past 5 o'clock, I think. It might even be past 6 o'clock, so good evening. Um, Today was my second day at work, and today was delivery day, so, excuse me. Um, I don't, oh, ate too fast. Um, it was truck day, and when I got to work, the truck, all the stuff from the truck was already inside, and so by the time I got there, all I had to do was basically help them put away stuff. So I learned where everything goes, for delivery and whatnot. Then I spent most of my day, excuse me, most of my day like doing like prep work and helping with catering orders and just little things like that. And I shouldn't say I didn't learn much, but it was busier than yesterday. Let me tell you that much. So don't get me wrong. It wasn't that I spent most of my day just doing a lot of prep foods and portioning and things like that. There's a few little things here and there to deal with, and I learned how they set up the catering orders and box it up and then deal with that. Excuse me, I'm having a little issue with my sinuses. They've been a little off the chain today, or the last couple of days. And I don't know if it's the weather or what's going on in the atmosphere. Don't know. I did read a lot of you guys' comments about how you're running into issues with ads. And somebody made the comment of that they spent 10 minutes watching ads, and I'm sitting there going, "What? 10 minutes? No, because when I go to watch my wife's videos, she's only got 2 ads, and it's maybe 5 minutes max." So I went back and I watched one of my videos that had ads on it, and I went, "There's only 2 videos, not 10, and it was only 5 minutes, not 10 minutes." So I don't know where some of these people are getting their so-called complaints about there's ads, that there are too many ads. I'm like, 2 ads, 5 minutes. How is this too much? So I'm sorry for those of you who don't like the idea of having to watch ads, especially if it's only 2 ads at 5 minutes at most. That's how I get paid for doing this. Now, I originally did not come on here to just be, paid for doing my YouTubes and whatnot. I got on here to do something that I wanted to do. I got on here to do my thing, to hopefully make money to help not my wife. I don't want to say it's all for her. It's a little bit for her, it's a little bit for me, it's a lot for us. The us part is the financial gain aspect. Now, I've heard from a lot of different YouTubers that you'll have people come, and especially if I'm into like gadgets or knickknacks, or I shouldn't say knickknacks, because knickknacks aren't usable. They're just like little items to basically decorate your home. Gadgets is more my what I was thinking. A lot of people are like, oh, you'll have to do this and this. You'll practically have to sell, as my wife said, sell your soul. And I'm like, well, depending on what it is they want me to advertise or whatnot, well, that's my choice. Now, she chooses not to, but I'm like, if it will help me and her and our bill situation, things like that, I'm willing to do it. As long as it's not some kind of weird device or whatnot that could potentially be dangerous, no. My wife we've done, I should say, an air purifier that we now use in our bedroom, and we're finishing up on a demo for an upright cordless vacuum similar to the Dyson, but not a Dyson. I'm not an advertiser. Some of the things I've done are not for an advertising company or anything like that. They're, just things that we use. Like, for instance, I can sit here and go, this is a Harry Potter, not really aluminum, but a Harry Potter metallic thermal bottle. I can tell you all about that bottle, but I'm not going to get. It's not a sponsor. It's a non-sponsored video or chat. If some company along the line see me drinking that out of that, or maybe even just a little talk about it, wants me to, wants to send me something similar for me to try, use, and then advertise or talk about, and help them get a advertisement going. Well, hey, I'm for it. I don't mind. I don't care. Thing is, once I use a product, I'm gonna have God's honest truth about it. If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it. If I like it, I'll tell you why I like it and why I like it. I think I just double liked myself there. It's been I don't want to say chaotic day. It's been very busy. Granted, it's day 2, and I still have some of my concerns about the job, but any new job I've ever started, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are the same way, any new job you start, you're going to be a little apprehensive and have certain concerns and whatnot until those concerns are either ironed out so they're no longer a concern, or they're going to be a concern that makes you go, is it worth dealing with on a regular basis or not? But like I said, my concerns right now are minor. They're combination of personal concerns because of my many years of food service experience and just not knowing the job that well. And I know I pick up quickly on simple stuff like we have items that we portion up into bags, and each of those bags are roughly 6 ounces worth of product in the bag. So that's not hard to do. You get the scale, make sure it's on ounces. You put a couple items in the bag, you put the bag on the scale, and then you continue to fill the bag until it says 6.00 ounces, or 0.0 ounces, whatever. So, it's simple. I was hoping today, but I wasn't like, I want to do this today because it's day 2 and day 1 was simple. I wanted to start working on something harder, but because today was delivery day, I worked on basically putting stuff away and doing portion bags because we were out of certain things that we needed portioned as soon as possible. Now, tomorrow is my second day, and I don't go in until get my bag of goodies, since I'm basically sleeping in the guest room. While I don't go in until 11:30. So tomorrow is basically 11:30 to 4, and then Sunday is 10:30 to 4. Now, this is a basically starter schedule. It's 6 hours a day, except for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be 4.5. Yeah, tomorrow's 4.5, and then Sunday's 5.5. So it's starting to sound like it's going to be a part-time job. Being as I'm not written into the schedule next week, I'm not sure what's going on. She said she would just write me in and whatnot. I'm just hoping that she doesn't ask me to come. Well, if she asks me if I can work Monday, I'm going to say no. The reason why, and I think I said this in the last, in today or yesterday's video, which should be posted here in the next 30 minutes or so. I have a set schedule for 7. Basically, I said yesterday, and I'm going to say it again in case I didn't, because I don't remember everything I said yesterday. That's the problem with my mind. I don't remember a lot of stuff that I say or talk about the previous day, because each day is a day into itself, and things can change. Well, something did change. I have an interview on Monday with Wendy's. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is twofold. One, Wendy's is offering me up basically as not a full-blown assistant manager, it's a shift lead manager. So I'll be a shift person, a shift lead type person, which basically means I'm above the crew people, but I'm below the assistant managers, which is fine by me. It's a management position, but it's a management position without a lot of headache, which basically means I won't have to deal with a lot of paperwork. I'll just have to deal with listening to the managers above me and making sure the people on my shift are doing their jobs and doing everything. Everything's okay. And yeah, I might have to throw myself into basically assisting production and whatnot during a lunch, dinner, whatever rush. The only thing I'm hoping is they don't ask me to be a closing person, because I don't want to be there past 11 p.m. Right now, with the way things are, I don't know if they have a full schedule or if they're closing early. I just know that their closing time is usually around between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., depending on the day of the week, I think it is. So, I am going to go and get that interview on Monday and see what they offer. Because right now, like I said, Dickies seems like it might be an okay place once I get everything learned. But there are just certain things that right now, even off the top of the list of things I would worry about. One, it sounds like it's part-time, and it's looking part-time. Two, one of the biggest things that I always worry about when I start a new job is the W-2s, or the W-4s, whatever they're called, the W-2, the W-4, whatever paperwork it is that you sign when you get a new job. Well, that has not come forth yet. It has not come up for me to sign yet, and I texted my manager about it, and I have not gotten a reply from it or about it. So if I find out that this is like another one of those deli jobs from New York where there are no papers, you get paid for doing what you do, and there's no papers, which New York might have gotten away with it for whatever reasons or whatnot, because I guess if it's considered a family-owned or private-owned business, they don't have to file papers. That's fine and dandy. But Dickies is the franchise, but they still have to, they still have to deal with corporate policies. No handbook, no papers, no information, just hi, how are you? This is what we do. Do as we ask, do what you can and do what we're asking of you to do. I don't know. It's a concern because of the factor it hasn't come up. And it's a concern because of the factor I don't want to deal with not getting the possibility of the possibility of basically having to deal with the IRS for not filing taxes when you're working. Yeah, no. Now, if it was this is my job, it's my private job, I own it, all I'm doing is going out and getting paid cash for mowing lawns or something like that, then that's something different. Now, other than those little issues, like I said, I'm happy with what I'm doing. I just wish it was a little bit more information. Even a simple go to this website, type in this information, fill out your paperwork, and get your a digital employee handbook. No, that hasn't even come up. So I'm gonna go look at Wendy's. If Wendy's gives me all my information and all the stuff that they want me to know and all the paperwork and whatnot up front, then I might have to, just apologize to the people at Dickies and say, look, I've been offered a better position, better money. I got all my I's dotted and T's crossed before I even started my first day. Sorry about the frogginess in my throat. That is my sinuses and whatnot going down the back of my throat instead of coming forward. That's why I'm going to have to switch from cold tea to hot tea to help that out. I'm not going to address the other thing that came across my my comments, because it's kind of like, one, I don't worry about it. Two, none of your business. Simple as that. There are just certain things that come across the comments where I either A, I don't address them, or B, I'm just kind of like, you really don't want my answer to that. So I am trying to keep it as polite and up at the same time as possible. Yes, the channel is growing exponentially now that I'm getting monetized, and that could be anything from, thanks to the monetization, either my channel is being looked at by businesses in one form or another, which is fine by me. That factor, man, that ear is itchy, and I know why. Dry skin. Now, I know that because of this factor, I'm now becoming popular and more people are looking at my channel and things like that. There will be those who want to be naysayers, basically, want to be negative Nillies and downing Debbies and whatever you want to call them. That's fine. Let them. You know what that does for me? Two things. Camera's over here. One, it lets me know that there are people who want to challenge me, and I'm up for a challenge. And two, people aren't happy with their lives for whatever reason, and they want to attempt to bring down others. You know what? I know you people. You know why? I used to be one of you people. I used to have a very negative outlook on life. I used to have I used to be the type of person when I was in my downest, darkest place where it was like, could care less. Could care less about myself, could care less about the person next to me, could care less about the world. Guess what? I'm not that person no more. Two reasons why. One, I have a purpose for living. That purpose married my crazy butt 20 years ago. Okay? Not that I wasn't trying to live or die or whatever beforehand, because I still had mom to deal with. But without Jerry, I probably would have been like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about where I live, how I live, any of that stuff. You know? And then, granted, my mom's attempts to basically brighten my life and get me going to church and whatnot. The problem I have with mainstream church is sometimes the way they deliver the word and the message and the whole 9 yards is kind of like, what? Don't push me. I don't like being pushed. So I've seen both sides of the coin. I've seen the brightest of days and I've seen the worst of days. You're not gonna faze me. Now, if you got issues of one form or another because of the way I look, the way I talk, what I talk about, that's on you, Bubba, not me. My personal appearance, my personal attitude, for the most part. If you got a problem with that, maybe you need to look in the mirror and see your own problems. Because you know what? In the end of days, end of times, once we get up at the pearly gates, whatever you want to call it, God ain't going to look at your physical appearance. He ain't going to care what your teeth look like, what your hair look like, what your beard looks like. He ain't going to care if you got 1 arm, 2 arms, 3 arms, or 4 arms. He ain't going to care about that physical appearance. Because you know what? That physical appearance is going to be in the grave with your empty shell of a body. He's going to see your spirit once you get up there. And it's going to be like, okay, you got a good spirit, you're going in. You got a bad spirit, you've done a lot of bad things. Guess what? One-way trip, straight down. That's all I have to say. And if you don't like that attitude, well, that's on you, Bubba. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and end this particular video because I want to sit down and do a different video because a lot of people have asked about my changes. And I want to talk about that in depth. So, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any positive questions or comments, go ahead and put it in that comment box. If you're not a member and you want to join, hit the subscribe button. A bell will pop up. You can click on that bell, and YouTube will let you know when I put in a new video. So until next time, be safe. God bless. Have a good night. Bye.